I have a secret. Whenever I touch someone, I can see the face of the person they love most in their heart. Ever since Petter moved next door when I was 7, his heart held only me. At 18, when he first took my hand, it was me. At 20-2, when he proposed, it was me. On our wedding night, when he kissed me, it was still me. On the morning of our 3rd anniversary, I was adjusting his collar. As my fingers brushed his Adam's apple, I habitually closed my eyes. I saw 2 faces. One was mine. The other belonged to a complete stranger. That night, Petter's phone screen lit up on the nightstand. Thanks for spending the day with me, Petter. 20-1 years. 100,000 touches. This was the first time my gift had ever shown me another face. For our anniversary, I had booked a table at a quiet restaurant a month in advance. I wore the red dress he had once praised, and the pearl earrings he had given me. At 6 in the evening, just as I was putting on the second earring, my phone rang. Last-minute business trip, Valerie. I won't make it back tonight. His voice was rushed, and he hung up before I could reply. It was the first time in our entire relationship that he had ever hung up on me first. I stared at my reflection in the mirror. One earring was in, the other hung loosely between my fingers. My best friend, Serena, called a few minutes later, offering to keep me company. She drove over, picked me up, and took me to a steakhouse downtown. Then as she pulled into the parking lot, my hand froze on the car door handle. Through the large glass window of the restaurant, I saw Petter. He was sitting at a table by the window. Opposite him sat a young woman, perhaps 20-5, with deep dimples when she laughed. Petter reached across the table, his thumb gently wiping a smudge of cream from the corner of her mouth. It was a gesture he had done for me since we were 18. Serena saw them too, grip tightening on the steering wheel as she prepared to storm inside. I held her back. Don't, I said softly. Who is she, Valerie? I don't know. At 11 that night, Petter came home. He brought a bouquet of red roses, just as he did every year. After his shower, he wrapped his arms around me from behind, resting his chin on my shoulder. I'm so sorry about today, Valerie. I promise he'll make it up to you soon. I closed my eyes. Her faces flickered back and forth in my mind, and that other woman's. 50-50. For the first time in 20-1 years, I saw someone else in his heart. Once he fell asleep, I picked up his phone. The password was still my birthday. A contact named Sienna was pinned to the top of his chat list. The messages began 6 months ago, slowly shifting from formal work updates to daily banter, from simple acknowledgments to quiet goodnight texts. I'm in a bad mood today. I want something sweet, she had written in one message. I'll bring you a Napoleon pastry from the bakery downstairs, he replied. Another message from her read, the restaurant you recommended wasn't very good when I went alone. Next time, you have to come with me. The latest text was the one from that evening. Thanks for spending the day with me, Petter. I put the phone back and lay down in the dark. Petter rolled over, instinctively pulling me into his chest, murmuring something half-minus asleep. Who would you spend the day with? I whispered into the quiet room. A client, he mumbled, tightening his grip around me. I didn't ask anything else. The next morning, he kissed my forehead before leaving for work. I really couldn't get away yesterday, sweetheart. I'll take you to the hot springs this weekend. He smiled, looking exactly like the man I had always known. I watched him for a moment before replying, okay. After he left, I folded the red dress and placed it at the very bottom of my closet. Moira called me at noon to check on me. The line was quiet for several seconds before she spoke. Valerie, you've only ever looked at him since you were 7. I know. What are you going to do now? I looked out the window. The autumn sky was a brilliant, cloudless blue. I don't know. Later that afternoon, I went to his office. In the elevator, I ran into Sienna. She recognized me instantly, offering a polite, easy smile as she extended her hand. Hi, Mrs. Petter. I'm Sienna, Mr. Petter's assistant. She was poised and entirely natural. She pressed the button for our floor, stepping back to stand beside me. Her phone rang, as she answered it with a quiet laugh. Petter? Rue. He rarely eats lunch. Just coffee usually. It's a habit of his. After hanging up, she smiled at me. Are you here to have lunch with him? The elevator doors slid open, and I didn't answer. In his office, Petter was buried in paperwork. His head bowed. I placed the thermal lung box on his desk. Do you really skip lunch? Sometimes, when it gets busy, he said, not looking up. Sienna knocked and walked in with a folder. Glancing at the lung box, she smiled. You're so thoughtful, Mrs.